This is A K Asnani from Smart VRC, and warm welcome to all of you to today's 134th webinar. And today's topic is this the right time to invest? The duration of this webinar shall be about 30 to 40 minutes, and the content shall be commodity indices across the world, commodity prices, then company performance highlights for the first quarter. And the moot question is, should one wait or invest? And finally, the question answer session. So the first is commodity movements and what the indices indicate. So these are the globally renowned indices. So there's a CRB index, which during the past 1 month is down by about 12.5%. LME, we all know, London Metal Exchange Index, and it is down by good 18%. And then S&P GSCI, and this actually GSCI stands for Goldman Sachs Commodity Index. And the CRB stands for the Commodity Research Bureau Index. These are pretty popular global commodity indices. There are many more, but these are the most popular one. And as we can see during the last 1 month, there is a substantial decline in all the indices because it is for only 1 month, and 12%, 18% or 13% is pretty substantial. But when we compare with respect to last 1 year, then CRB during last 1 year is still up by 36%. LME is, yes, in absolute terms also during 1 year, it is very down. It is 10%. And S&P GSI is up by 44%. So this is all. Nevertheless, it gives us an insight that during last 1 month, there has been a substantial decline in commodity prices. So the first one is we are covering the energy. Among the commodity movements, energy plays a very crucial role, we all know. And the crude price is down by 12% during last 1 month, natural gas by 32%, coal is up by 4%, and UK gas is up by 69%. Specifically, UK I have selected to show you that in the European parts, the gas prices are going up and pretty up during last 1 month. And here we go for 1 year. So during last 1 year, crude is still up by 40%, natural gas 64%, coal 188%, and UK gas 183%. Yes, again, a very different type of insight. Crude and natural gas are going down, and coal and UK gas are up. So we can be very particular, means which companies are engaged in exports to UK or which companies are engaged in imports of crude-based raw material. Accordingly, we can select where to invest and where to avoid. Coming to the metals, gold is down by about 6%, silver down by 11%, copper down by 20%, about 20%, steel down by 7%, and iron ore by big 21% during last 1 month. That is very substantial. Now, compared to last 1 year, gold is down by 3.6%, silver 26%, copper 19%, steel 13%, and iron ore good 47%. So, as far as the metals are concerned, even when we compare with last 1 year, the metal prices are substantially down. That gives an opportunity for stocks whose raw material is mainly metals. So, next is agriculture. So, wheat is down by 18%, palm oil is down by 33%. That is very substantial. And another substantial downward trend is being seen in cotton, about 30%. So that again gives you a very good, clear picture that what is happening around the world and where we can invest. Like in FMCG companies, almost all FMCG companies commented after the first quarter results that the inflation is very high and they will have to raise the prices. And FMCG, as we all know, are consumed by the masses, and that creates inflation across the board. So this is a good news for all of us as an economy as a whole. Now coming to the 1 year perspective, still wheat is up by 44%, palm oil by only 7%, and palm oil is we are major consumer of palm oil from imports. And the rest of the thing, again, cotton is still up by 16%, but the recent trend indicates that it is falling. Cotton prices are falling at a very fast pace, and the reasons are not far to seek, as we all know that worldwide the economies, the economic heads, they are predicting a recession, almost a sure shot recession, especially in the developed countries. So that is the reason why there is a sell-off in the commodities. And India, we shall cover more about the Indian economy, but on a broader basis, I can say that India is better placed compared to the developed countries, and our exports moving are increasing. Of course, imports are rising at a faster pace, but recently government has taken a couple of major decisions which shall rectify this rising export-import difference in the coming months, like the export duty on petroleum products, on steel, and some more measures have been taken by the RBI. And now the next is industrial. Lead is down by 12%, aluminum 11%, tin 30%. Okay, lead is down by 12%. So which are the companies, or rather I should say, which are the sectors which would be the major beneficiary? Can you write it in the chat box? Lead is down by 12%. So which are the companies which would benefit from this downward movement? Batteries. Yeah, that is one of the major industry, major sector which consumes lead. And as has been rightly said by almost all of you, battery sector would be the major beneficiary. But at the same time, we should keep in mind that due to the electric vehicles, the present battery, that means the auto, this battery manufacturers, lead acid battery manufacturers, the good times for these companies may not last long. So be very careful. Next is aluminum. Tin is 30%, 31% down. Can you suggest some good stocks in the tin? Who will be the major beneficiary? If we assume that for 1 month, this is the price movement, tin price movement. So who will be the major beneficiary for tin? Tin plate, okay. Nalco. Okay, there are not many companies, and then similarly there is a Hindustan tin plate, Nalco. Nalco is mainly into the aluminum production. Then we have zinc down by 17-18%. Soda ash, no change. Urea is up by 31%, 13%. Okay, thank you for giving your views. Now, On a 1 year horizon, there is the price movement. Lead is down by 17%. That is substantial. Even on a 1 year basis, it is not only the 1 month basis, but on a yearly basis also, the lead is down by 17%. Tin is down by 20%. But soda ash is up by 53%. So the soda ash producers would be the major beneficiaries, and I would like to know who are the major producers of soda ash in our country. Who are the major producers? You can use chat box to give your answer. Tata Chemicals, okay. There is one. Okay, Tata Chemicals, GHCL, all right. Yes. There are a couple of more companies. GNFC. There is mainly into the fertilizers, of course, small part into soda ash also. There is a company, Grasim. Grasim mainly uses for internal consumption. Gujarat Alkali, yes. Gujarat Alkali is one of the major producers of soda ash as well as caustic soda. Then Make Money. There is a company with the name of DCW. So these are the companies. But again, being commodity, as you can see, there is a sharp movement in share prices, in the product prices. So be very careful. Keep on watching the prices if you want to invest in these companies. And these prices, all this data has been taken from a very popular website, that is tradingeconomics.com. You can always visit this website. So this was uh, all about the commodity indices and commodity prices. Just a minute. So now we come to the company performance highlights. By this term, company performance highlight, I mean to say, apart from a couple of companies, not many companies have declared the financial results, but there are companies who have declared their broad financial performance. So we shall discuss that. But before that, there is a smart pause. So what our firm Smart VRC does, we are there to help investors create wealth from stocks, and smartly. Not only create wealth from stocks, even the stock index helps in creating wealth, but smartly. Smartly means we want you to earn much better returns, even better than the index. So we do this by sharing knowledge and wisdom and providing advice through website, mobile app, webinars like the present one, then the seminars, workshops. Seminars and workshops are mainly offline activities. Then also through social media, we keep on updating you. We also give you a wisdom, what we have gained during this long experience. Then through television also. Yes, we can help you to become a smart investor. How? Through stock advisory. These are our main products: Smart Gains, Multibagger, and Smart SIP. Then we have Smart Insights Pro. These are nothing but small videos, bunch of videos. Then this has been divided into 4 categories, like financial freedom, equity research, portfolio management, and controlling emotions. Each one of this module is very, very important for an investor, not only to understand the stock, everything about the stock, but also in holding your emotions, in becoming a patient investor, in developing perseverance in you. So this is what we do through these videos. Then I am also an author of the book Way to Billionaire. This is available in English as well as Gujarati. Those who want, they can purchase from our website. We have also got financial freedom calculators. These are freely available on our website, and these can help you in deciding that how much you need to save. Not only how much you need to save, but how much already you have and what is required, what sum is required at the time of retirement. And for all this, you can visit our website www.smartverc.com. So what is the key differentiator? There are so many hundreds, or rather I should say thousands of advisors. How we are different and how we are, I can say we are better. How? We have a cumulative experience of 71 years. We have the ability to find the worth of the stock with good precision. Finding the worth of the stock is the requirement if you want to create good wealth, huge wealth in long term. Without finding the worth of the stock, whatever you are doing in dark. That for that, I would recommend you to invest in indices, stock index, mutual funds. That is the best one. If you don't know how to find the worth of, or if your advisor doesn't know how to find the worth of the stock, then the best way would be to invest in indices or ETFs. We are truly qualified. Truly qualified means not only in terms of the experience, but also in terms of the qualifications. Our advice is closed loop. Whenever you get a buy advice, then there is 100% you will get an exit advice also. Not only that, we don't wait for the target or for the stop loss. If the need arises, we can ask you to exit anytime. We also give you the weightage or allocation. This is very essential because with the same set of stocks, I can make infinite number of portfolios with different risk profile. Yes, so weightage or allocation is very, very important. It plays a very crucial role in deciding your total returns. All advices are during market hours and at the current ruling price. We are not going to give you that you invest if the share price falls to such and such value. Not like that. At the current ruling price during the market hours. And last but not the least, a very important, unparalleled and proven performance of about 26% CAGR in smart billionaire picks from 21 long years. 21 long years. This is a very, very long period. So this was all about smart VRC, and this is what the smart billionaire picks I was mentioning. With respect to BSE Sensex, this is the performance. Blue color chart shows the smart billionaire picks performance, and the red color chart is for BSE Sensex. So during this 21 years, the returns given by BSE Sensex is about 14.5% CAGR, and SVP has delivered returns of about 25.67% as on date CAGR. That is a tall claim, and we are here to improve it further because with the experience, with the added wisdom we have gained during this period, we keep on improving our performance. As you can see, the gap between the two charts keeps on improving. So that was all about the smart VRC. Coming back to our webinar, we have covered these commodity indices and commodity prices. So the next in line is company performance highlights. So this is the first one, and this one is from the real estate, and it is from a company, Sobha Limited. As you all know, this is a very reputed company from the south, and here are the edited excerpts. We have continued, and this for the first quarter ended on 30th of June. Okay, first quarter ended 30th of June. We have continued our calibrated price increases in all projects and cities to counterbalance the inflationary forces. Despite increase in prices, higher home loan rates, demand for our homes continues to be strong across segments. This is very important. Despite increase in raw material prices, despite increase in the home selling prices, despite increasing the interest rates, demand continues to be strong across the segments. We have achieved the highest ever sales volume, value, and price realization in this quarter. Highest ever. So we are not comparing just with respect to the same period last year, but highest ever. This is This very big announcement, and this shows the strength, the strong demand for the housing across the country, because they have the projects in Gurgaon also and also into the south. So that is a very strong statement and strong indicator of the housing sector. Next is NBFC, and this is of course Bajaj Finance. On a consolidated basis for the quarter ended 30th of June 2022, customer franchises stood at 60.3 million, and that is the highest ever quarterly increase. Highest ever quarterly increase. New loans booked almost up by 40%, and more than 40%. It is around 70%. Yes. Core assets under management stood at approximately 2 lakh 4,000 crores, year-on-year growth of 31%. Of course, during the same period last year, the economy was not doing pretty well. Nevertheless, 31% growth is a good growth. Capital adequacy remains very firm at 26.2%. And during the quarter, the company invested rupees 2,500 crores in equity shares of its wholly owned subsidiary named as Bajaj Housing Finance. This is something in times to come, maybe a value unlocking for the shareholders. Bajaj Finance has a subsidiary with the name of Bajaj Housing Finance, and that is making very fast strides. And company has invested 2,500 crores into the equity of this company. So that was about Bajaj Finance, and again, a good indicator. Now we come to the TVS Motor Company. As we all know, this is a very popular company in the two-wheeler segment. So two-wheeler sales grew by 39%. It is on year-on-year basis. Three-wheeler sales registered a growth of 18%, which is pretty good. The shortage in the supply of semiconductors has impacted the production and sales of premium two-wheelers. Some improvement has been seen this month. There is a very good insight company has provided. We are optimistic that volumes will revive to normal levels as semiconductor supplies continue to improve. So this has given a hint, given an indicator that yes, semiconductor chip availability is improving. So whole of automobile sector was suffering because of the shortage of semiconductor chips, and from the performance of the volume performance, rather I should say, of June 2022, it is very clear that the companies are overcoming this issue. So now the question comes, is this the right time to invest? So first is the RBI governor's statement. Recently, this statement has been made. Overall, at this point of time, with the supply outlook appearing favorable and several high-frequency indicators pointing to resilience of the recovery in the first quarter, that is April to June of 22-23, our current assessment is that inflation may ease gradually in the second half of FY23, including the chances of a hard landing in India. So, stock market as is known to be the barometer of the economy, and it picks up the future prospects pretty early compared to what actually follows. And similarly, as we have seen that stock markets are already up on the hopes that inflation will come down because of the recession being projected in the major developing economies. So, what is the advice? Is this the right time to invest? Let me see. What is your view? So write it in the chat box. Is this the right time to invest? Okay. Somebody said most of you are saying yes, and there is a message that no, expecting further fall. Why not? Okay. Cannot time the market. Any time is good time. Yeah. Yes. definitely. So more than 90% of the investors are in favor of investing. And yes, sir. Sanjay ji, sir, train nikal jayegi. Okay. So these are the different views. Thanks for giving your views. So from the long-term perspective, time is always right. It is the stock that matters. Yes, in times to come, maybe after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or maybe after 4 years, you will recall that yes, there was a webinar where it was said that the it is not the time, but it is the stock that matters. Yeah, first time we advised Bajaj Finance when it was already up by 12 times during last 3 years, and that was at rupees 62, and today it is 5,800 in a matter of only 11 years. So it was not the previous price movement of the share, but it was the stock, it was the future prospects that decided. So it is always the future which decides whether it is the right time or not, and time is always right provided you have the right stock available at right valuations. So this was for the long term. For as far as the long term is concerned, any time is right. It is the stock. Medium term, as we have seen from the commodity prices, there are clear indicators that automobiles, auto ancillaries, real estate, and the connected companies, banks, NBFC, technology, and niche IT companies. These are the sectors wherein there are some good opportunities. I have added this technology and niche IT companies because it is again it is a question of perception. Uh, my experience says that we are at we means the India is at the right stage where we are going to see a boom like conditions in technology. Already there is a lot of fast pace in digitization, and now there are a couple of good technology companies which tap IPO, and it is a kind of a startup only, I can say, and this gives us a good opportunity to buy. Already we have recommended these stocks in smart multi-bagger and smart gains also. In smart SIP also, there is a couple of such companies. Coming to the short term, I am really very sorry. I would be the last person if anybody has to ask me about the short term. I don't have any idea, and I never attempt to predict the short term. So I cannot say what is going to happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I am not sure. So this was all about the medium term, long term, and short term. Things are never clear in stock markets, and when they are, it is probably too late. So you have to take the calculated risk. You have to take the calculated parameters. I mean to say, as there is very much evident that the commodity prices are falling down, and probably they are likely to further continue their downward journey, and this gives a good opportunity, especially for the markets like India, which is doing pretty well. Even the PMI factor is strongly positive in most of the sectors, be it manufacturing or IT services. So this is the kind of like the present webinar. We keep on giving you the advices in the sense about the market and in our social groups. So if those who are new and who want to join our WhatsApp groups. We have made city-wise groups. They can WhatsApp their name and city to this number. This is appearing on my left side also. This 9755920780. Kindly save this number because at times we send you the broadcast message that would then broadcast message will be delivered to only those who have saved our this number. Otherwise, you will not be receiving the messages. You should not, of course, there are a couple of names I have taken in this presentation. That does not mean that we are recommending this stock. We know none of the stocks which has been discussed here should be considered as a recommendation to buy or sell. So next, get ready for your questions, and I'll be there to try to answer you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. If you have any query, you can write in the chat box. You can also raise your hand, and I will ask you to unmute. Okay. What is the long term, mid term, and short term period? When I say long term, that means minimum 4 years. Because why 4 years? Because 4 years is the average economic cycle. So one should remain invested for at least 4 years, and say the long term. And medium term means anything from 1 year to 4 years, or maybe 2 years to 4 years. And short term means anything less than 1 year. One more thing I would like to share with you, that about 2 years back, I floated an idea that we want to open a kind of a school wherein the investors will get to see what is the stock investment, why stock investment is necessary, what are the ways to invest, and all through different kind of things. I mean to say, not everything through seminar or workshop, but through working models, through posters, and a very innovative ways we are planning to introduce. So to start with, we are planning to do it in Ahmedabad and Rajkot. So those who are interested, those who want to even start with in partnership with us, they can always write to us. And more about this, we'll share soon in our various groups. So no queries. Okay. What is your personal portfolio size? That I cannot disclose, but it is not that big, so I don't want to disclose. It is very small. I started. I started with a very small amount. So despite such high compound returns, uh, I could not multiply that money to big one. Nevertheless, it was sufficient to quit my job at BHL. So financially, I am independent, and to be honest, I started with I started with a with rupees 4,000, and let me disclose further. I I was in BHL, and I was around, I can say, around 26, 27 years old. And that time I didn't have much money, and BHL used to provide a loan for second-hand two-wheelers. It was about 7,500 rupees. So I availed 7,500 rupees and took a scooter, and small amount I saved from that, and that I invested in stocks. That is how my stock journey began. But I would not recommend any of you to take loan and invest in shares. It was a very small amount, but gradually I learned many things. I made losses also then, but I kept on investing. There we used to get earned leave. I used to encash that earned leave every year, small portion, and invest in stock market. That is how I grew. Okay. Sir, your portfolio is built around which product of yours? Smart Gains, Multibagger, or Smart SIP, or any other? Okay. Uh, it is a mix of all, because every product has a kind of a different risk return profile. Like Smart Gains is for medium term, I can say. Multibagger is for long term. Smart SIP is for very long term, and large cap stocks, mainly large cap stocks. And my portfolio is a mix of everything. I have about 18 stocks. I'm not a BSc member. No. Somebody has asked that, are you a BSc member? No, I am not a BSc member. Okay. Should we focus on chemical companies given China plus one policy? Any specific stock that you are tracking closely? Of course, we have a couple of stocks and that we have already recommended in Smart Gains as well as Multibagger, as well as it is there in Smart SIP. So if we have got 3-4 stocks, then we try to distribute it in different products. So any other query? So with this, shall we end? Okay. Mr. Tejas, kindly unmute yourself. Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I don't have any query, just I have thumb up that for the
Okay.
seminar.
That is good. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I am also doing well.
Yeah,
You are from
congratulations.
Ahmedabad, I believe.
Yeah, I'm from Ahmedabad. Basically, I'm from Kutch, but right now I'm in Ahmedabad.
Okay. Okay.
And congratulations to your son for your graduating.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Your view on frontline IT stocks. Okay. Okay. Frontline IT stocks will do just average. As I said, because the developed countries are really feeling the pinch of the high inflation and high interest rates. Definitely, there is going to be not going to be that high growth in their economy, and that is why mid cap IT, frontline IT stocks, that is the large caps, may not do that good. But of course, there is a scope in small cap, as I said, niche companies engaged in IT services. Which topic seminar in Ahmedabad and Rajkot? Okay, Jadip, it is not like this. What I'm saying is we are planning. So it is like this. It has been my dream to open a physical school. Dream. Okay, I am daring to share with you, all of you. Uh, Dream means a very big dream. A big school, physical school, which should have couple of theaters and couple of working models, and also about the history of the stock market and how the stocks came into the picture. So before that, how the companies came into the picture, so that each and everything about the stocks is very clear to the investors. Most of the investors are not comfortable with stock market because they don't have the clear picture, they don't have the right perception to invest in stocks. I want to change that perception. I want to bring the right perception. For that, I'm looking for the partners in various cities, and to start with in Ahmedabad and Rajkot. I want to start a school. Of course, my dream is very big and it requires a lot of investment. So to start with, we want to start in an area of about, say, uh, 800 to 1,000 square feet. We'll take that area into a rent. We will pay rent, and maybe on Saturdays and Sundays we can run that a kind of a exhibition or a kind of a whatever you may say. Yeah. Your view on metal and commodity stocks. So as I said, riding on commodity stocks is very, very difficult and very challenging. So even if you are planning to invest in commodity stocks, so be very careful, because riding that cycle is very tough. And I would recommend that keep your exposure to commodity stocks as a sector limited to 8%, not beyond 8% in your portfolio. And for a particular stock, not beyond 3%. Is it time to reduce exposure in IT companies? No, it is definitely, it is not the time to reduce the exposure, but Don't increase the exposure. Yes, Mr. Dinesh Tiwari.
Sir, good evening.
Hello.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, first thing that I could not join at 7 because I was
Okay.
driving way back
Okay.
home. So one thing would be, it would be good or great if you can have this session on Sunday. But nevertheless, my one query, because I might have missed the initial 15 minutes, so my query could be a repetitive one. Sir,
Okay.
in our present time, in our last 15, 20 years, we have not seen such a recession of like that of Great Depression kind of thing that we have read in the books. So we cannot even imagine about what actually it is. So if there is a buzz around that, okay, recession is coming or may come, but some time ago we learned from you that India's story is good, and there a day would come that the BSC will touch 1,100,000 also. And it touched 62,000 and then it bounced back and it will again return to its resume. We hope it will resume. It will go much better. But if per se, if recession arrives before or any time as estimated, then what could be our preparation for today? Because whatever money we have, with some safety, we have kept some amount in FDs, and most of our we are fully invested. So most of our money is in good stocks as recommended by you time to time. So is there anything else? Should we keep some more cushion in case if it hits us and we don't know what to do if no money is left with at that time?
Yeah, your impressions are right, correct, because people are predicting like that. But let me tell you, it is very difficult to predict the economy. Even the great investors, the great economists, they are not able to predict it. Nobody thought of that the commodity prices will come down so sharply within a period of 1 month. I don't think anybody said like this. So predicting an economy or predicting how severe the recession will be is very, very difficult. And at all, if it comes, so we have to take a case scenario. So if for me, suppose there is a 20% chance that there is going to be a severe recession. So which are the stocks which will be highly impacted due to the recession? You have to look like that. So accordingly, this known as your risk profile, how much risk you can take. So accordingly, you have to position your portfolio. So if there is a slowdown, then definitely commodities will be hit very hard. So if you are predicting, if you think that severe recession is around the corner, so better keep yourself away from the commodity stocks and also the stocks which are going to have a real impact. The companies will have a real negative impact due to the recession. As far as investment or disinvestment is concerned, so if there is a recession, definitely there will always be companies which are engaged in special type of services, as I said, technology or niche companies. Those who are providing niche products or niche services, these are the best suited for such times. So if there is a recession, it would be very difficult for the companies to survive which have high debt on their books. So avoid highly debted companies. Nevertheless, there are not many options. Even if you plan to exit from the stock market where you are going to invest, our whole system worldwide, try to appreciate that worldwide is dependent on the corporation, on the companies. So there is no way out, but all the governments around the world will try to prop up the companies, will try to give incentives for the companies, incentives for the people to invest, to buy more. So at this point of time, in my opinion, I don't foresee any severe recession kind of things. Maybe recession may be there, but already most of the negatives, we are passing through most of the negatives. So what other negative is in store, I cannot say, but there is hardly any, in my opinion, there is hardly any possibility of any further negative news.
And sir, your sessions keeps us motivated and positive. So
Yeah,
जो भी हमारे
is
मन
good.
का वहम है या डर है वो निकलता रहता है टाइप.
देखिए, that is the advantage of our experience. हम
Yes.
जब इतने सालों से इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, मिस्टर किशोर पुरस्वानी is also there. He has got 5 more years of experience than me. There are many more in this, even in this group also. Mr. Sanjay Joshi sir is there. He has got 10 years more experience than me. So these are the people. आप ऐसे लोगों से मिलिए जो लोग 25 साल 30 साल से 40 साल से, या अगर कोई आपको ऐसा मिलता है जो 40 से भी ज्यादा साल से स्टॉक मार्केट में, उनके साथ आप बात करिए, तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि हाउ कूल दे आर एंड हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट दे आर. दैट इज द वे टू मेक प्रॉफिट्स. एंड आपने बहुत अच्छा सवाल पूछा. ऐसा जो आपने पूछा वो बहुत से लोगों के मन में होगा, लेकिन मे बी दे डिडंट
Who will
आस्क.
build the better?
Nothing like that. हम आपस में ही हैं and we are there to, हम अपनी perception को हमें सही रखना चाहिए. That is the ultimate thing which is required.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. So, any more queries? Your view on Adani Group having so much debt now, they're bidding for 5G also. Adani Group, I cannot comment on a whole group. They have a very big group and they are doing lots of things. What I can say is we have not recommended any Adani Group stock from last many years. That is what I can say. But not that it does not mean that Adani Group is not good. They are doing pretty well in real estate also, and many things. So as a economy, I would welcome this move, because more the number of players, it is the consumer who wins. So that would be good if they also come into the 5G. Everyone talks, there is another query and there is a direct message. Everyone talks about swipe from mutual funds. Do you think it works in direct equity? If so, how to do systematic withdrawal from direct equity? Please explain in your next webinar. Okay. We have recommended to buy AWL in IPO. Yes, IPO we do, but IPO, in IPO we recommend based on the worth of the stock and the offering, but we are not providing any target or stop loss, something like that. It is mostly from the purpose of selling on listing. So selling on listing means it is a matter of only 10-15 days. So we have not recommended for medium term or long term any Adani Group. And in AWL also, investors made good money, almost 100%. Yeah. That was Adani Wilmar Limited. We recommended, yes. Yes, sir. Sanjay Joshi, sir.
Hi, AK. Good evening. Congratulations on your Stanford visit. And
thank you, sir.
I saw your photographs in downtown Manhattan along with the bull. So I'm sure you would have more information what is coming in terms of FIIs investments in India.
What I can say is, sir, I don't have any information regarding the FI, but that bull sculpture that gives a very strong message, and that I will share in maybe in a webinar, that what feeling you get when you go near to that bull. Everything means I have bought that sculpture also, small also.
Very nice.
In fact, I keep it in front of me, and let me show you. It is in front of me only. It is like this.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So that gives a lot of what I can say, a lot of strength that whenever the bull comes, you have to wait for that opportunity, that moment when that bull comes, and that will throw away the share prices beyond much beyond their worth, and that will give you an opportunity to sell, to exit, to book profit in those stocks.
Great, great. AK, my question was,
Yes, sir.
your initial, I mean, beginning of your presentation, you worked on two things: commodity indices and commodity prices. Now, two major areas. One is the food in terms of commodity, and second, metal in terms of commodity.
Yeah.
Now we might have, say, 15, 20 stocks of commodity listed, but we might have 200 or 500 stocks which are commodity consuming companies.
Yes. Yeah.
But in this, like say you said 33% palm oil price gone down in last 1 month, but the share price of all the palm oil have consumed, like say Adani, Wilmar, or anyone who uses palm oil, their prices have not gone up proportionately because a factor which is coming in is inflation. What is your view on that? Does it nullify even the lower commodity price, whether it's metal or whether it's food?
It will take time, sir, because whatever we have shown is for a period of only 1 month. And that is why I also showed the prices from the 1 year perspective. So as far as the food prices are concerned, if you compare from year-on-year basis, then those prices are not that much down. As I showed for wheat, it is still up by about 35-40%. Definitely inflation, if you compare on year-on-year basis, it is not to that extent down, but that gives an insight that during last 1 month, how fast the commodity food prices have come down. As far as the metals are concerned, yes, even on year-on-year basis, metal prices are down. But if you go back 2 years or 2.5 years, that is pre-COVID level, then the steel prices are still up. And as I said, if we wait for the complete picture to come, then it would be too late. So this has just begun. Means this prices coming down have just started. So it gives you an opportunity to think whether I should invest in and how I should invest and in this cycle where we are. Cycle means in this economic cycle where we are. To give you an example, like in automobiles. The raw material is basically metal, aluminum, copper, steel, and then rubber. Again, raw material, rubber means derived from crude oil. All these prices are going down. Then there was an issue with respect to the semiconductor chip availability. That issue is also, it seems that it is getting resolved very fast from the numbers, what the companies have reported, not only in two-wheelers, but also in four-wheelers. In fact, four-wheelers have done pretty well. So this, an automobile is I can say it contributes a lot to the whole economy because it involves a lot of other companies also, means the finance and everything, means the commodity. Also, there is one more segment, that is the housing, that is also doing very well. So this is a very good combination, means housing and automobile, both these sectors are doing pretty well, and that gives you a confidence that yes, at least in the domestic market, at least in the Indian market, we are not going to have so much of slowdown. That is what our RBI governor also said. We are not going to have a crash landing type of thing, hard landing type of thing. That is my view, sir. But you have got more experience than me. You can also share your views.
So if in what you're saying in nutshell, what we call it in Hindi, कि दरवाजे में पांव एकदम लगा दे, पूरा दरवाजा खोलने की जरूरत नहीं.
जी जी सर.
और लाइक ट्रेन में जब अपन लोग जो बर्थ को लूटने जाते थे, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ पूरी चादर केवल एक रुमाल रख के आ जाए.
बिल्कुल सही है सर आपका कहना. मतलब हम उस साइकिल से बिल्कुल बाहर नहीं रहे. हम उसमें
Yes,
अपना एक
yes.
वो बना के रखे हैं, मतलब जैसा आपने कहा कि भले ही आप लाइन में खड़े नहीं हो लेकिन रुमाल रख दें वहां पे.
Yeah, Rumalaki.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great. Thank you, AK, for your insight. All the
Thank
best.
you, sir.
All,
Thank you, sir.
all-
Thank you.
all the best. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, any other query? So with this, we come to the end of today's session. Yeah, as somebody pointed out, I think Mr. Dinesh Tiwari, that this session should be held on Saturdays or Sundays. So it is a holiday. So people are free and they can attend. Yeah, I do agree with you. But from some time, I'm facing some technology issue with respect to my my desktop, and it has been resolved today only. But I made the alternate arrangements in my laptop, and that is how I'm able to give you the inputs. Most importantly, because this was an important topic, because all of a sudden the commodity prices are coming down. So I thought, why to wait for next Saturday or Sunday? Rather, it's a good opportunity, good time to have interaction with you as early as possible. That is why it was today. In future, we shall try to keep it on either Saturday evening or Sunday afternoon, as we do. Thank you. Thank you for sparing your valuable time. Thank you.